Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to be looking at the Hasbro G.I. Joe Classified 6-inch scale Cobra Infantry Trooper. Now the Cobra Infantry Trooper is pretty much a re-release of the Target exclusive Cobra Island Cobra Trooper. The Target exclusive G.I. Joe situation is frankly a joke. If you want them, you cannot get them unless you're super lucky or willing to pay out the wazoo. The Cobra Trooper is an army builder. There should be a ton of them working for the Cobra team, a bunch of fodder for your Joes to take out. They re-released him here, but he's missing his armband and his goggles. But I'm very happy Hasbro gave us that chance. They realized they screwed up with the Target situation, and they're trying to get the figures out in one way they can by releasing them with some slight differences. So let's go ahead and check out the packaging here. As you can see, ages 4+. A little warning, G.I. Joe Classified Cobra Infantry by Hasbro. Here he is in the package. He's got a couple pistols here, machine gun, a knife, and his helmet. And looking at this, I realize he doesn't have a second larger gun. One side, we've got some insignia here. He's the 24th figure in the line. Other side, got the Cobra Infantry Trooper posed up. At the bottom, there's a bunch of credits, and there is a barcode in case that helps anybody. And then the back, here's a ton of G.I. Joe characters. So I've seen this guy for pre-order at Entertainment Earth, Amazon.com, and Big Bad Toy Store. I personally got this figure from Big Bad Toy Store, but he is an army builder, so you know I didn't just get one. As a lot of you know, army building is one of my specialties. I ended up pre-ordering 4 of these figures from a bunch of different websites. I wasn't sure if it was going to be a tough situation like the Cobra Trooper. It does seem like these are very sought after and they're selling out fast, but if you pre-order them, you should have no problem getting yours. And I'd forgotten that I'd also pre-ordered 4 of these guys at Entertainment Earth and at Amazon.com. I'd only intended on getting 4 of these guys. I have 2 of the Target exclusive version, so I was going to have 6 Cobra Troopers. But you know what? I'm very happy I forgot about this pre-order and left it on there. I now have 8 of these guys. So, let's crack them open. Alright, now that we got this figure out of the package, here he is with all of his accessories laid out. He does come with a helmet, a large rifle or machine gun, 2 pistols, and a knife. Now, I was fortunate enough to get a couple of the original Cobra Troopers. This Cobra Infantry guy is going to work under them. Let's take a look at him. So it definitely gives me that sort of SWAT look, that military look. I really like the head with the helmet on. It's even better with the goggles on, which this guy does not come with. Got the Cobra logo here. You can see the different texture on his outfit. I like it a lot. The sculpt is great on this guy. He's got a sheath for his knife, holster for his pistol, another holster for his pistol in the back, double jointed elbows, double jointed knees. Once again, different texturing on different parts of the suit. Very nice sculpt. I really like this guy a lot. I've seen some people make custom SWAT officers out of this guy. He's just an overall, a very nice figure. And something I wanted to point out on this figure, he has the Cobra logo 4 times on his body. Of course, on his chest there, on his holster there, and then on each of his gloves. Pretty nice little details there. Here are all 8 of the Cobra Infantry Troopers with all of their accessories laid out. Army building at its finest. Here are the differences between the Cobra Infantry Trooper and the original Target Cobra Trooper. The Target version comes with 3 additional accessories. He has the very long rifle, the armband, and then the goggles. It's definitely a superior release, but this one here is very nice as well. Now looking at the 2 figures, there are some paint differences. The blue seems to be a little bit darker on the original release, and the black parts are more black, whereas on the Infantry Trooper, they're a little more gray. In addition to that, I see some paint differences on the knee pad. He has sort of gray outline on there. On the pants, the new one has black on the side, the original does not. So there are some differences, very subtle. You can see the mask. This guy has some gray on it. This guy is just solid black. I like that it's a little bit different. That's cool for the people at both of them, but frustrating for the people that never could find the Target releases. Now let's look at his accessories, and one real cool thing about this figure, he can holster every single one of his weapons at the same time. Let's start off with his helmet. Here's his helmet. It's in the same blue color as his body, matches very nicely, has a couple of black spots on the side, got some sculpting lines, the detail's nice, fits on his head very snug, kind of reminds me of something the Empire troops would wear in Star Wars. Here's the infantry trooper without the helmet on. It looks great like this, but it looks even better like this. The helmet looks fantastic on this guy. It fits perfect. I like it a lot. Here's his knife. This thing is completely in black, and that's one problem I have with some of the G.I. Joe figures. Their accessories have nice sculpting detail, and they're done all in one color. It doesn't really make sense for it to be black. The blade, at least, should be silver. There is a nice amount of sculpting detail on both the blade and the handle. Here he is holding the knife. And here he is holstering the knife. Then we have his pistols. He has two of them. They're also completely in black. There's a decent amount of detail on them. They don't look exactly like your standard pistol. Here's the infantry trooper holding his pistols, crouched down, doing his thing. And then here, with his pistols holstered, he's got one holster on the front, and then another one on the back. And here's his rifle, also completely in black. It does have a lot of sculpting detail all over this thing. Got this annoying ugly peg here, but it does allow it to holster onto his back, so I'm definitely happy to have that. Here he is holding the rifle, and then holstering the rifle. So overall, the way I feel about the different accessories between the original Cobra Trooper and the new Cobra Infantry Trooper, I can live without the rifle. It's not a big deal. The armband, I do like how the original one, it sort of signifies leadership, and the new one seems like more of a generic trooper. But the goggles are definitely a little bit annoying. I do think he looks quite a bit better with the goggles on. I'm very happy they were able to re-release this figure, even though he has a little bit less accessories, but he's a little bit more of a basic and a little bit more of a bland paint job and accessories. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at both the figure and his accessories, now let's check out his height. From bottom to the top of his head, he's sitting at about 6.25 inches tall, which is going to translate to a hair under 16 centimeters. Now let's check out his articulation. Start with his head here. Of course, it can rotate from side to side. He can look up and down about that far, not too bad. These G.I. Joe figures, they have articulation at the bottom of the head, the top of the neck, as well as the bottom of the neck. You can't tilt his head from one side to the other, just a little bit, but it gives him some personality. Pretty good range of motion in his neck. Shoulders on a ball joint, goes out about 90 degrees, up, down, around, all that good stuff. He does have a butterfly joint between his shoulder and chest here, just increasing the range of motion. Bicep cut below that. Double jointed elbows below that. His wrist here, it can rotate around and it's going to be hinged as well. He's got an ab crunch under this vest, but you can't really see it. You can't really use it much either, but I can see it goes forward and back some. He's got a ball joint in his waist. It can rotate around a little bit. It can also go forward and back. His legs, they completely do splits. Ball joint here. He's got drop down hips. As you can see when I put them back, they can go back up. Go forward about that far, back pretty much not at all. Got a thigh cut below that. Double jointed knees. He's got a boot cut with a rotation. Then his ankle here goes forward and back, and it can tilt and rock. Here's a quick look at some of the Cobra leadership. They're instructing a squad of Cobra Infantry Troopers as they plan their invasion. We have Cobra Commander here instructing all 10 of the Cobra Troopers what the next move is. And you can see some of the Joes. They're planning their sneak attack. They're not going to let Cobra get a foothold into this place. Of course, one of the first things the Cobra team does is they decide to protect their not-so-fearless leader. Cobra Commander makes a swift exit. Then all the Joes come out, and they make swift work of the Cobra Troopers. Like I said, swift work. The Joes were organized, and the Cobras were not expecting them. Now let's check them out, next to some other action figures, starting off with some other Hasbro G.I. Joe classified figures. Here he is, next to the first release of the Cobra Trooper. This was the Target exclusive Cobra Island version. And then, here are all 8 of the Cobra Infantry Troopers that I have. And if you add the Target exclusive Cobra Trooper, I've got 10 of these guys. Those Cobra Troopers from Target are going to be my squad leaders. Each one of them is going to have their own squad of Cobra Infantry Troopers. And here's my entire collection of Hasbro G.I. Joe Cobra figures. Here's my entire collection of Hasbro G.I. Joe classified figures. These figures are excellent, they look good, they move good, the quality is fantastic. This is also a very frustrating line to collect. Of all the figures that I have, the ones I know of I'm missing would be the entire second wave of Cobra Island Target exclusive figures. That'd be Cobra Viper, Firefly, and now Major Blood. I'm also missing both the paint variants of Cobra Trooper, the light blue, and then the deluxe version. I also don't have the repaint Roadblock yet, but that should be pretty easy to get. I also missed out on the Fortnite Snake Eyes figure, and I will get that one way or the other. The reason it's very frustrating, I started off this line, I was going to be a completist, get every single figure and every single variation, but Hasbro has pretty much guaranteed and made that impossible for me. If I could track down the last few figures, and you know what, Hasbro Pulse put both the Target figures and the Cobra Commander variants up very recently. By the time I even loaded the page, they were all gone. So, a great line, but very frustrating. I've almost thrown in the towel several times, but I keep trucking along, hoping to find those last few figures I missed. I'm aware that I could go to eBay and get the figures for $50 or $100 each, but that's just madness. And I know they're going to be re-releasing some of the harder to get figures in the future, but they're going to be a little bit different, probably dumbed down with less accessories, and that kind of sucks. Here are some more figures I thought would work good to enhance your G.I. Joe collection. We've got some figures from Mattel's DC line, Mattel's Wrestling line, Jazzwares Fortnite collection, and Hasbro's Marvel Legends. Now let's check them out, next to some action figures from different various companies, to see how he fits in both scale and style-wise, in case you want to know which lines you can mix him with. Since he's a Hasbro G.I. Joe figure, he's in the smaller end of what I collect. I'm going to start off my comparisons with some of these smaller action figure lines I get, and work my way larger. Here he is, next to some Jazzwares Fortnite figures. And here he is, next to some SH Figure Arts action figures. Then, next to some of his Hasbro brothers. Here he is, next to some Hasbro Marvel Legends. And here, next to some Mafex figures. Then, next to some Mattel, DC Universe Classics, and Multiverse figures. And here he is, next to some Mezco 1/12 cloth soft goods action figures. Then, next to some Mattel wrestling figures. And here, next to some NECA figures. Now, next to some McFarlane toys. And finally, here he is, next to some DST or Diamond Select toys. Overall, this is a very cool action figure. I'm huge into army building and troop builders, so this guy's right up my alley. He's not quite as nice as the Target exclusive release, but he's a close second. If I were to rate the Target version, I'd probably give him an 8 out of 10. And if I were to rate this guy, I'd go ahead and give him a 7.5 out of 10. Both are excellent figures. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I will talk to you guys real soon.